So, you want to know how to find property investments but you don't know where to start or how to find a good deal? I've got you. Okay, so you'll see a bunch of random browser extensions on my laptop, but don't worry about that. I'll do a separate video on the paid tools you can use which make this process a lot faster and more efficient. Today we're just focusing on the free tools that you could use. I'm going to choose Reading because that's my prime location, but you can easily use this anyway as long as you have some knowledge of the area. We'll filter by area and limit to the outskirts, so say by 3 miles, and then I'll put 2 beds as the maximum. I'll consider 3 only if I can let out the property on a room by room basis. Otherwise, for basic buy-to-let or a light refurb to let out, 2 bed would be my max. On price, we'll put it to a max of about, let's say 350k, because that's about the average price, and minimum of say 150k, because anything below that is probably shared ownership in Reading. Or it could be a flat, but you can choose property types. I personally don't like flats because leasehold properties are limiting, but you can select that if you want something ready to let out and you don't need to be renovating soon or at any point later. I also don't like detached houses unless if it's for a BRR strategy deal. So let me take that out for now. By the way, renovating will increase your value when you want to refinance and get some good cash out. Okay, sorting by oldest listed, because I ideally look for a discount if possible. And this here is sometimes how you get motivated sellers. If you like, you can add a keyword here, especially if you're using a BRR strategy. So for example, you can say cash buyers. That will show you the properties where sellers likely want a quick sale, and you'll have no competition from first-time buyers and investors using mortgage lending. You may also get discounted prices in this way. So I'm going to scroll through the pics and find something that potentially fits my goal. For me, I'd want a property that I can potentially improve value in, so something not top end, not completely run down for now, but can be better. Again, if you want a video on the tools that I use to look for good deals, analyze them, and sometimes look at property market data, do let me know in the comments. This one here is called Padma. You can use it for free and it will tell you how long the property has been on the market and at what prices. Good negotiating points. Okay, so the kitchen and bathroom are good starting points. If it's already high standard, I'm leaving it. But you can go for it if you have no plan of refurbishing it even much later in the process. I keep scrolling because most of these look like they are pretty decent and I wouldn't be able to add much value. Okay, I think I like this one. See that flooring there, tiled kitchen, doors, room for improvement. It's also near the town center. Although it looks like it still looks fairly new to the market. Let's have a look. Looking at the images, you can rent it out straight away or do a light refurb first. Cupboards, kitchen, fresh paint. Just make sure that you cost all of this into your analyzer and have the full analysis before buying. I want at a maximum a light refurb. If it were a heavier one, we'd be looking at replacing these old radiators. I'll do a separate video on refurbs. I don't really like the layout of this one, but if you were doing an HMO, for example, one of these rooms could be turned into another bedroom, though we'd need to think about bathroom placement strategically. Kitchen moved to open plan communal area and maybe utility area over here. For the purposes of this video, let's say we like this one. Also be careful to read the description. Sometimes agents will state valuable information. For example, if the property is non-standard construction or being sold via auction. And for leasehold properties, you'll see the ground rent and service charges on there as well, which you could add to your financial projections. To get the full address postcode, and I'll show you why we need it in a bit, click on the street view. It will take you straight to the property. We already see that next door is 27, so ours is potentially 25 or 29. $33. There's our green door here, as you can see. So 25 red stock. Boom. Click on it. There it is. Copy the code. You used to be able to click on the broadband speed down at the bottom and it will tell you postcode, but I think they've somehow changed how they do that. This here is a paid tool and it usually tells you exact address and property info, but like I said, we'll do a separate video on these paid tools if you want, and I'll show you how I use them. If we go to the EPC website, we can see how big the property is. That will be helpful when looking at what the market value should be. So 88 square meters. This will also tell you if there are any electrical or heating issues and any other thing you may want to be aware of, like energy rating. Likely needs improving on the windows or glazing. Boiler lighting looks good. If things like boilers are out, add that to your cost projection because you will need to replace or repair them before you get your tenants in. Now I'll show you where you can see area demographics. Street check. So this can show you the types of houses in the area, the tenure, which indicates if it is a popular area with tenants. See, rented from private landlord is about 50% of this demographic, which is good. One thing I'd like to tell you is watch out for these numbers here. Typically where you have high numbers on social and council properties, you tend to have lenders value properties lower than usual. And in some cases, these areas have higher cases of crime. So just be aware of those numbers. Employment, crime. Age groups. Age groups will tell you what the demographic looks like. And hopefully your ideal tenant is in the majority of that demographic. If it had more 65 plus, let's say, likely not a good area for you to invest in if you want students or young professionals. Next thing I want you to check out would be demand of area by tenants. If we go to spare room, and you can also use open rent, but if we go to spare room and type in our postcode again or paste it, let's compare rooms for rent versus rooms wanted. That can tell you how easy it will be to rent it out because area is in demand, for example. So here you've got 178 rooms on offer versus wanted rooms of 364. Of course, you'll have weirdos that just create profiles to just post, but generally it looks like a good area to me. And this can give you an indication of price per room as well. Lastly, you're looking at how well priced the property is. The lower the price below market value, the better, because that's an instant equity gain for you. That's an instant profit for you. So try to get it as much as you can below market value. How do we estimate the market value?
If we go back to the main page, scroll down, see how the property has been appreciating. This was probably because of the market crash, the 2007, 2008. Anyway, if you go here, I normally would put it to a max of no more than half a mile away, let's say a quarter mile for now. And then we'll say 2 years, let's say, and then terraced and freehold. So we're valuing a 2-bed with 88 square meters. Bear that in mind. Here's a 2-bed. Looks like it's a lot smaller. Makes sense why it's only 265. No floor plan on this one. Also remember to look at the images. We want a similar standard property. No size on this one. One thing though, floor plans are not 100% accurate. So if you need to, get to the EPC site as I've shown you and get the accurate size of the property.
Look for similar properties in size, type and get an average, or you can calculate average price per square meter and multiply that by the size of your property. Mouse price as well. So here's 25 red stock, giving us 348k. Another free tool can be Zoopla. You can use their free instant valuation tool. Once you think the property has potential, book it for a viewing and assess while you're on the ground. Take pictures, and if you want to do a refurb, I'd advise maybe going with a local builder so they can give you a more accurate quote. Hope that's been helpful, guys, and if you have any questions or comments or want to share your journey, drop that in the comments below. Thanks for watching and all the best.